In this video, I'll be showing you 3 types of Montessori activities you can do with your 0 to 3-month-old baby. Those are language, movement, and visual activities. The activities shown in this video are coming from the book The Montessori Baby, which was written by Simone Davies and Junnifa Uzodike. Both have Montessori schools in the Netherlands and Nigeria, respectively. Demonstrating these activities will be done by my 10-week-old daughter, Maeve. So the first language activity you can do with your 0 to 3-month-old is speaking. The book specifically recommends that you make a conversation. That is, you talk, wait for a bit, and observe their response. Your baby will respond with a sound or gesture. We can repeat this back to them and tell them what we think they might be saying. Yes, Maeve. Mommy's eating lunch. Montessori parenting is based on respect. Asking your baby, can I hold you? Or thank you for letting me hold you. And I love this one from the book. Thank you for having a nap and giving me a break are ways that you can show respect to your baby. I like to think of it as a positive mindset that you can have. For example, instead of thinking, oh, I have to hold my baby or I have to take care of my baby, you can think of it as, I get to hold my baby, and you express this via saying the thank you and asking the questions. Children are human beings to whom respect is due, superior to us by reason of their innocence and of the greater possibilities of their future. There are so many ways in which you can respect your baby that is described in the book, such as the following on the screen. Would you like to be in the carrier and sleep? Mommy's gonna change your diaper now. Another language activity is, of course, to read to your baby. An interesting thing the book describes is that it doesn't really matter on what book you read to your baby, but rather it is more about the baby hearing the phonemes, sounds, and the cadence of the language. So you don't necessarily have to read a board book, but even books with a lot of text. I remember reading a storybook with a lot of text to my son when he was Maeve's age, and compared to now where he can't sit through a whole lot of reading, back then, as a 2-month-old, he was content on looking at the same page for a long time while I read long passages of text. A long time dressing for his trip to the country. He had eaten too much cheese for his... Before discussing some activities in this category, the book describes creating a movement mat, essentially a soft carpet for the baby to be placed on. This is a space where your baby, when they are awake and alert, will lie on and can have free movement, stretch, and move their limbs. They can also look at a mobile and look at themselves in a mirror. Looking at themselves in a mirror allows them to see themselves, take in their body schema, how their body is made up, and also allows the baby to see their siblings busy alongside them. There are 3 types of activities that a baby from 0 to 3 months will be practicing to develop their movement. Those are the reflex grasp, which is when they will wrap their fingers around anything that is in their palm, observing their own hands. My baby in particular at this 2-month mark loves looking at her hands. And finally, towards the 3-month mark, grasping for things. Providing a small light rattle or something similar can be a great way to encourage grasping. The book notes that you don't have to do a lot of things to support your baby's development of movement, but it's important to remove any obstacles that can hold your baby back. Here are some things that you can avoid. So you can avoid dressing your baby in restrictive clothing, such as jeans or anything that has a lot of ties. And you can also avoid putting your baby in a jumper, a walker, or an exerciser. These put a lot of pressure on the baby's hips, and it also limits the baby's control of their own movement. There are 3 types of Montessori mobiles which can be shown at different stages. The Monari mobile, the octahedron mobile, the Gobi mobile, and the Dancer's mobile. I started reading this book over the past 3 weeks, so I only had the chance to create the Monari mobile this week when my daughter is 10 weeks old. She still likes looking at it though, even at this age. This is the video tutorial I followed in creating the mobile. The mobile provides an opportunity for the baby to both track, follow with their eyes, and focus on an object. Eventually, the baby will start moving their head side to side and then their entire bodies as they watch the mobile. They will also start reaching for the mobile. All of this develops their gross motor skills, building muscle strength and control. You want to avoid getting mobiles that are battery powered and instead look for mobiles that are light and that can move with the air currents in the room. You also want to avoid getting mobiles that have too many objects and can be overstimulating. And mobiles should not play music. A visual mobile is for visual stimulation. It is easier to focus on one sense here, which is the sight, instead of sight and sound. Another visual activity is to show your baby high contrast, that is black and white pictures. Newborns can only see up to 12 inches away, which is the distance of the mother's face from her newborn when breastfeeding. The nerve cells in a newborn's brain that enable vision and their retina are not yet fully developed. So looking at high contrast images and geometric shapes help their eyes develop. The last visual activity is looking at faces. Babies love looking at faces, so spend as much time as you can every day having your baby look at your face as you talk or sing. You can also have books that show pictures of faces. Here are the two bonus activities. So listening to music. Listening to music allows your baby to hear rhythm, which is important to understand the spoken language. Going outdoors with your baby, so placing them in a cestina, which is a Montessori Moses basket, or anything really, and allow your baby to look at the trees, the leaves, the flowers, which are like nature's own mobiles. I hope you found this video helpful. I'm sure a lot of the things that I talked about you were already doing, but you weren't aware that they were part of the Montessori approach. Thanks for watching. Bye.